What is up, everyone? Welcome to Roly's Retro Room, a podcast where we talk about all those throwback and nostalgic things from the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. I'm your host, Roly. That's your host, Tony. How's it going
What
over,
up?
Tony?
I'm doing good. Just got back from vacation and good to be shooting the podcast with you again. So,
Yes, sir. We are looking mighty sharp right now, man.
we are. We've updated some things. We've made it more clearer for you guys. It's pretty good.
I steal my son's laptop, but hey, it's my laptop. I bought it.
We got to do what we got to do.
But yeah, man, welcome back to the show. We are here to talk that nostalgia stuff. Now, I will give you a disclaimer. I mean, if you clicked on this show on YouTube or if you are on the podcast sites, this is actually a part 2 to our last episode where we had the Nostalgic Xennial from TikTok, Emery, a good friend of ours, and we basically talked about his collection. We did a whole Nickelodeon segment, and then we did a Ninja Turtle and like collecting segment. So in this episode, we got some stuff planned for you, but we also have part 2 of that interaction where he shows us his Ninja Turtle collection and we talk about collecting in 2020. But in the intro, as we always do, we like to say thank you to everyone who is following. A lot of new followers, a lot of new listeners. We appreciate every single one of you guys. Please do remember, if you are listening to us on a podcast site, give us a follow, give us a review, give us some stars, let us know what you think of the show. If you want to reach out to us and give us some direct comments, you could reach us at the email, which is rolliesretroroompod@gmail.com. And my Instagram and TikTok is Rolly's Retro Room, and Tony is Tony in Retro. But without further ado, Tony, you got any hauls, bro?
Dude, I called you about this one. I was super excited. I immediately was like, Roly, pick up your phone. You need to see what I got. And we need to FaceTime right now, bro. And obviously, I can't show it all because it was such a massive haul of cassette tapes. And because we talked about one cassette tape and how the sound and feel, that was it. That the bug got me, bro. It got me. It was
just so everybody knows, I'm happy for Tony that he got this, but extremely jealous and pissed that these opportunities are not within my vicinity. But when I saw everything that was in this collection, it was great. But anyways, go to it.
Dude, I'm just going to show you my top ones because it was such a vast collection. All right. So what you're looking at right now is we got a row of cassette tapes. Okay. Now these are my top ones. And I must have gotten like 5 cassette tape holders full of these cassette tapes. And I just kind of put all these in like a top row. So I'm like, okay, the top one that you're seeing here, and for those who are listening, is going to be the Michael Jackson Thriller. That one was the one that was like, look, I mean, this one was right here. To me, it's like the only one that I needed right there. It was the only one I needed. I was just like, okay. And it was Michael Jackson Thriller.
Great.
It was I know. It was right there. Great. And just then we got David Bowie, Tears for Fear, The Police, Prince the Revolution, which is I believe the soundtrack to the Prince movie, Supertramp, Culture Club, Billy Joel, all great 80s hits.
Fucking banger after banger. 80s, dude. So hard in 80s.
Yeah. The original motion picture of Rocky 3, which is, I was really excited for this one. This one was American Gigolo, which is a Richard Gere movie, I believe.
Yeah.
And look, I'm going to go up here. And this one was 2001: A Space Odyssey. Everybody knows that movie. It's probably one of Stanley Kubrick's best movies. Great soundtrack. Queen, The Game, another classic one. Not their greatest one, but still a pretty good one. And I think Lionel Richie, which has the awesome song All Night Long, which is probably one of my favorite songs. And of course, last but not least, your man, Rick James with Super Freak. Yeah, man. So that is my best haul right there. Look at that. Just
I'm right Rick there. James, bitch.
I'm Rick James.
Enjoy yourself. Celebration.
Yep. For those of y'all know, if you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say.
If you haven't watched the Chappelle Show, go watch the Chappelle Show right now.
Yeah, but for sure.
Awesome haul right there with those tapes. I'm going to give you mine real quick. We can jump into this, but we have a reel that is blowing up on the social medias, which is the Inspector Gadget face reveal of Dr. Claw. And
Yeah.
that got me super into like just going back into Inspector Gadget. So I've been watching the show. I'm almost done. People keep telling me that, oh, they showed Dr. Claw at the end in like the last episode. I'm like, it's not there. I went there. I checked.
Yeah.
In the show, there's no reveal. So I started thinking about toys. I didn't have any of the actual toys, but I did have the Burger King Happy Meal toys. So I went on Macari and I found these things, and I made a reel today about them. But here you go, exclusive on the podcast. I'm gonna show you guys them in person.
Let's see them.
Are the Burger King Happy Meal toys, and it's complete.
I can't believe you found a complete set on Macari. That isn't.
So this one is the parasailing Inspector Gadget.
Unbelievable.
And this thing detaches, and so is the board. So this is 3 pieces right here, complete. Awesome.
Man, it's usually one's missing, a piece is missing.
Well, a bunch of them were all missing. And I'll tell you right now, this is the inflatable suit Inspector Gadget.
Nice.
Get it closer there. He basically, his legs come out and his head extends. Like go-go gadget legs, go-go gadget neck, I guess.
Beautiful.
Then we got, it's stuck. There we go. Scuba Gadget.
That is insane.
Right there. Look at the colors on this thing. And same thing. Beautiful. His legs extend and his neck.
Look at that.
Now, my favorite one, and this was hard because to find one that is complete of this one, Go-Go Gadget Copter. Dude. This one is absolutely my favorite. The second this thing came in, I was blown away. Like my memories just started flooding. I used to take this toy everywhere with me. I used to go I went to the beach with it. And I remember like when I got home and like you take a bath with your toys and stuff like that, like with your boat and stuff. Like I would pull his legs out and his neck, and there's still like sand coming out of him because I would bury him in the sand and be like, go Gadget Copter, and pull him out and like make him fly up and stuff like that. Yeah. Same thing with him. He has the extended legs and the neck. So
look at that.
Him in all his glory right there.
And let me ask something. I never had these. Did that actually like fly like a copter, or do you just threw it up and pretended?
No, it doesn't. It's as basic as possible. Like this thing doesn't spin.
Oh, okay. It's how cool would have been if it did, huh?
Yeah. But the cool thing is, all these extra gadget things. So he has the parasail thing here, and this has the copter. They all have a hole at the top of their head.
Oh, they can be interchangeable.
And you can interchange the extra.
That's beautiful. Oh, that's cool. So that's really cool.
This took me back. These toys, like I sat down in silence, just looking at it for maybe like 6 minutes, just remembering everything. And like this thing was awesome. I'm gonna put him right here with me. He's gonna hang out and look at me for the episode. But that's those toys. And then the last thing I'll show you, had some good luck in the thrift stores these days. We got some CDs.
All right.
So CD wise, what do we got here? We got none other than Mariah Carey. Of course,
Mariah Carey. Yep.
And this is the Butterfly album.
Someone says,
I don't know if you remember Michelle Branch.
Oh yeah, I remember Michelle Branch. Yep. Good find.
And then I got the first 4 seasons complete of Martin.
That is insane, dude.
And this show was everything.
Everything
watched the show like crazy. I think I'm missing one more season.
Oh, okay.
They were $2 each. I couldn't pass it up.
What a find!
Last but not least, this I called you when I went.
Yes.
These X-Men.
Now who's jealous, bro?
X-Men DVDs,
dude.
I got them for $2 each. They're complete. They're still in sleeve. So these are sleeves.
I cannot believe it.
Like, that is insane. To find this style, and bro, the art and the holographic sleeve cover.
Oh my god,
it's so sick. And I looked these up online. These things are going for like $40.
Yo, but you're keeping those, right? You're not selling
those, right? This is for me. This is volume 3 and volume 5.
Unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
Of X-Men. We don't even call it X-Men 97, not to us. It was just X-Men back then.
Yeah, well, that was X-Men. Now the new season, it's X-Men 97.
Dude.
But
which is also just fantastic. But yeah, man.
that's your intro. Welcome to the show. Those are our hauls. You know how we do, keeping it retro up in this piece. And
Yeah.
I think we're going to jump into our first segment. Let's go. As you've noticed here in the retro room, there's a lot of stuff that it basically makes up the behind me. A lot of TMNT, and I know to most, my collection's pretty awesome. And thank you to those who tell me this all the time on social media. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing compares to Mr. Emery's collection that he has, because I want to tell you, he was one of the first friends I made in the Ninja Turtle collecting community. Like literally, like I think a month into me starting this retro room journey, one of the first people I made friends with and I started talking to was him. And when I start seeing his collection, I'm just like, dude, he has a whole shelf with the dinosaurs. The what was he called again?
Dingy.
He has a whole shelf filled with dingy dinosaurs. And I'm just like, I didn't know people were collecting that. Like I didn't know people were just getting a bunch of those. Then the next thing I saw was how many trolls he had. I forgot there were Ninja Turtle trolls, and I'm a huge turtle fan. And this guy has a crazy amount of the trolls in the turtle action figures. And then there's big ones too, right? There's like the really big ones, oversized ones.
Yeah, right back here I've got they're super rare. They're the giant size troll turtles.
Yeah.
And who'd have thought they combined the two? I guess trolls were
Oh, I
really
know.
Oh, in the 90s, trolls were
Trolls were
bro.
huge.
Everywhere.
And you're like, you know what? Let's combine Ninja Turtles and trolls, and somehow it worked.
I think they had a few collabs, if I'm not
Yeah?
mistaken. Yeah.
Man, what a
Yeah, they did like Star Trek. They did different things. But yeah, I just love whenever so people are always like, why do you collect so many of the same thing? Dude, it looks awesome. Whenever
does.
like
Yeah.
right there I'm missing, I was playing around, I'm missing one there. That should be a pyramid. But it just looks cool. When you walk into my room, man, it's just trolls and freaking dingy dinos staring at me. Like, how can you not be in a good mood walking into that room, you know?
for sure.
Like, funny
So
quick
colorful.
story before we talk about collecting. Emery had taken some time off from social media, and I didn't have his personal information. So when he disappeared like around the holidays, and I was just like, man, I didn't get any of his info. I have no way of contacting him. Like, I wanted to tell him Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. I wanted to see how he was. I was genuinely concerned. Like, you know, he just disappeared without anything. So one day I get a DM, or I had messaged somebody that I thought was in contact with him, and they, you know, put him in contact with me. I get a message from a page that's following me. He's like, hey man, I like your turtle collection. You want to see mine? And I was just like, sure, yeah, I'm always down to see a turtle collection. Then he sends me 2 pictures, and anybody who follows Emery, and 2 is his friend, and like you remember your friend's stuff more than just regular people. I was just like, wait a minute, I've seen this fucking room before. And I was like, and if you go to the message, I go, yo, is that you? Is that you right now? And he's like, what's up, man? Yeah. I was like, bro, because he sent me the one with the dinosaurs, the trolls. And I was like, I've seen those fucking trolls. Bro, wait a minute, hold on. And he's like, yeah, man, I started a new page. And I was like, yeah, no one has a shelf with the dingy dinosaurs.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's the people out there like the TMNT collector who has the Guinness Book of World Record for TMNT items. There are people that own a lot more TMNT than me, but I doubt there's that many people that have as many troll turtles and dingy dinos as me, and robotic Bebop and Rocksteadies.
Yeah,
some of my favorites.
You have quite a few of repeated figures in your collection, and the TMNT collector guy, possibly one of the coolest people in the community. He's super down. He's always he once he sees that you're into the stuff and you're a collector yourself, he'll follow you, he'll engage with you, he'll start talking with you. And the fact that somebody has the Guinness World Record for a Ninja Turtle collection is awesome. And to this day, and I don't think he's ever gonna lose that, because every day he's getting something new, and they keep producing new Ninja Turtle stuff. So I think that's a title he's gonna hold on to for a while now. But
I'm sure.
But yeah,
until I capture it.
hey man, if that's
But
definitely
yeah,
a
so
goal you could put up there.
listen, guys. So the one thing I don't have in my collection is I was showing you the pop-up display stand, that figure that I got, the rare one.
Hmm.
I've
Yeah.
never actually seen one open, like in person. So yeah, so like I was saying, would you guys be interested if I crack this open on camera here right now so we can look at this?
Wait, what?
Look at Tony.
What? I'm sorry.
What?
What? Oh, you.
Hold
Oh,
on,
you guys.
hold on. Listen.
No.
Whoa,
God.
I can smell it. Can you guys smell that?
Oh my
I
god.
smell the 80s.
Oh
Oh
my god.
my god.
Oh, guys.
And Tony, you're the guy who opens toys, bro.
I know, but this is from 1982. I opened Funko Pop from 2024.
Look at that.
Different.
There it is, guys. There's the
Wow.
pop-up display
God.
stand. That's all
I
there is
asked
to
you
it.
earlier. I asked you earlier, and it was avoided for a purpose. I asked you earlier, I was like, "Hey, you ever get the inclination to just open it?" And it was completely ignored.
But yeah, guys, that's
my
I've
God.
never seen one of these open,
Oh my
and they're
god.
actually pretty cool. So yeah, thanks for letting me open that on camera here.
Nice.
Well,
But yeah, now I've got a
pleasure.
nice mint 1988 Leo. To be honest, I do if I'm feeling down or I need a good hit in nostalgia, I will show some pictures of more of my carded figures. But I don't have a problem just pulling one of them off and opening it and remembering what it feels like to
That
be a
feeling.
kid. But
Absolutely.
people
love it.
think that people think I'm doing it to rage, get people upset. It has nothing to do with you. It's me.
you.
Like it's the way it makes me feel. And then I have a nice mint figure
Look
with
at it.
a
It's so clean.
pop-up display stand that I've never seen before that I can set up on my shelf now. So yeah, thanks guys.
That
You know what?
fucking
That's awesome.
thing is awesome. It's so, and it's a fucking piece of cardboard.
Yep.
And I want one. I want a little fucking piece of paper that looks like a city. And that was a
Yep.
foot soldier like standee it brought.
Yep.
That is so cool, man.
Cool little foot soldier. Yeah, very cool, guys.
I love it.
It's got
And
a
I love it.
checklist on the back.
It just
Cool.
shows, you know what? It just shows the collector in heart that you are. You know what? This is not for fame, money. This is for me, and this is for my pleasure.
Absolutely.
And what I want.
Yeah.
And so I want to.
So that's why I started collecting to begin with. It was I was in a bad time in my life, and I was just coming out of a bad time in my life, and like I don't know, happened upon a claim sale on Instagram, and I bought a McDonald's toy, like a little McDonald's toy, and that was all it took. Like that, oh my god! As soon as I got that in my hands, and then I became a kid again, and I was like, I think I'm gonna have to buy some Ninja Turtles, and then that was it. Like spiraled out of control.
Oh yeah,
that's it. The bug. That's it. And
Yep.
I mean,
That's it.
I don't have a place for my stuff, but like you're so blessed that we have these place to put your like collection. And again, the fact that you could just open it and enjoy it for yourself, that right there is a true heart of a collector.
Yeah.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thanks.
So with that being said, I have a question, and I have my own version of this, but what is it like hunting and collecting in 2026?
Good question.
Oh man, so 2026 is different avenues. I do flea markets. I do garage sales. I do toy stores. I do toy shows. That's where I've met a lot of people also through, even social media, but meeting them in person at toy shows. But my favorite is, honestly, and then a lot of collectors, I don't know if they fight this, but eBay. I find my best deals on eBay.
Yeah.
Just constantly looking for deals, and like that's my favorite place to be, finding the best rare deal.
Do you ever find something like on something else like OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace? Have you ever had any luck with those type of places?
A little bit on Facebook Marketplace, but no, I don't. I really don't mess around with, like, I stick to what I know, and it's, I mean, it's worked out for me so far.
No, yeah,
So, but
he's
yeah,
told me, and we mentioned earlier that he's gotten like these ridiculous deals on eBay. The Donatello, you got
the Chef
the
Boyardee
shredder,
shredder.
the shredder in that one like lot, and that shredder paid for that lot and then some, if you will, right?
Yeah, so the lot was like $30, and the shredder's worth $500. So
On
like,
Yeah,
and it's just a variation in color. And it was a mail away shredder that's called Chef Boyardee
Chef
shredder.
Boyardee.
You mailed away Chef Boyardee points, and you got, it was just a all black super shredder
Yeah,
instead of purple like the one they released.
right.
But because of that, the person, they just thought it was a regular super shredder. Next thing you know,
$30.
there we
Wow.
go. So
Again,
yeah, I mean, they're out there to, the deals are out there to find like that. It's just patience. I mean, like I said, a little bit of OCD. I'm compulsively checking my save searches, because if you don't get to it first, there's other people like me out there, like you
100%.
guys out there. Yeah.
A
So
sniper.
Yeah, when he told me
sniping.
that's like he told me those stories, and I'm like, oh. So I started like checking every day, looking at turtle stuff. But here's the other thing: you have to know what to look for. To me, I could see a lot and be like, okay, yeah, they're asking $45, and that lot might be worth fucking $20. But
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
there's sometimes, and this happened to me when I went down to Orlando for my son's birthday. I go on we were at dinner. I'm like, oh, let me just check Facebook Marketplace. I think I had just gotten off the phone with you, and or we had just finished like messaging each other. I'm like, oh fuck, I just talked to Emery. Let me go on and check out some eBay Ninja Turtles, and nothing. Then I go on Facebook Marketplace and I see this crazy amount of toy of like Ninja Turtle toys, and they had it for like $75. And I was about to message you, and I was like, you know what? Let me just look it up real quick. And I remember we had talked about like sumo Ninja Turtles. Bro, they had sumo Ninja Turtles. It had the cat. What was his name? Scratch.
Scratch. Yeah.
It had Scratch. It had so many figures. So the lady had it for $75. This was like her I think it was her husband's toys that her mom, the mom brought it to their house. Like, look, this was in the attic. Does he want it? He was like, nah, just get rid of it, sell it if you want, or donate it. So she puts it up for $75. I immediately messaged her when I saw this. I think I saw it 30 minutes after the post went up. I messaged her, hey, how soon are you available to meet? I will meet you right now. And she's like, oh, let me see. I guess she went to, and in between when I talked to her and when she got back to me, the price changed 4 times
Jeez.
because other
Wow.
people got to it, started offering it, and then she's like, hey, I can meet in 30 minutes. This is Orlando. But I've been told that this lot is worth like the toys are worth a little bit more. So are you comfortable doing 400? I was like, fuck me, bro. Like, I'm like, no, I'm not. But thank you. I wish you all the luck. Blah blah blah. Bro, I kept an eye on it. She sold that thing for $700.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, if they had all of those, yeah, it was probably worth triple that
Yeah,
at least.
because
And you just had to jump at the chance, right, Roly?
the thing is, I messaged her, and all I said was like, "How soon can you meet?" I didn't know how much everything was. I just knew just the sumo guys and the cat. I was like, okay, there's money there. Like, there's something there. So when I saw $75, I was like, I'll fucking pay that. I was get to her. I'll give you $100 if we can meet now. She's like, let me go see. I thought she was going to check like when can she leave, and nah, she went to go check all her messages, and nah, I saw that thing go from 75, 250, 300, and then at 300 she messaged me. I was like, nah, don't worry about it, it's good. And then I just stayed like pissed off. It's my son's birthday. I'm pissed. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm just looking. I was like, oh, look, it went up again, 500. Oh, finally it got to 700, and that's what it sold for.
Well, listen, that happens on eBay too sometimes though, where I'll buy something really cheap. I'll be super excited about it, and then they'll cancel it, and they'll have relisted it because they found out it was worth more, or somebody messaged them and was like, "Hey, if you relist that, I'll pay you this much." Like that happens, and like that, it's annoying, but I get enough good deals that it doesn't bother me, but it's still like, man, a few times
Yeah.
could have had some really, really killer deals, but
Yeah, I remember when I was on Facebook Marketplace, I had sent you a picture. I was like, "Hey, do you think this is like worth it? I'm looking for soft head turtles." And I said this on another episode. You're just like, "Don't stop. Just I got you. I'll send you some." I think the guy was asking like $50 for like it was like all four turtles, but some of them were missing the belts and like a
No.
yeah.
splinter and like one of the I think Bebop was missing like his arm or something like that, which is typical. I know those arms pop off all the time. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, the collecting world right now like is pretty intense as far as Facebook Marketplace because that's what people on Facebook Marketplace do for the most part. They'll go
It's
on
resale.
eBay, look at listed price,
Yep.
and be like,
Instead
"Whoa,
of
this is on
sold
eBay.
prices.
Yeah, this is on eBay for $200." Like,
Yep.
yeah, the one that you saw on eBay, it's kind of like the reverse effect of your Donatello situation. Like, yeah, the one on eBay is the Black Chef Boyardee shredder. You have a purple one
Yep.
that's worth $3.
Yep.
Like, chill.
Yeah, like so whenever I started collecting, I feel like this is the life cycle of a collector also, is that when I first started collecting and getting into it, I was buying bulk. Like if I could buy a lot on eBay where the figures costed out to be like $3 or under, I didn't care what it was. I was buying them. So I right now, guys, I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of loose figures just boxed up, boxed away that like now I've obviously narrowed, like I'm narrowing in my focus. Like I feel like that's what happens with collectors. But yeah, I have a ridiculous amount of freaking turtles that like when Roly said that, I was like, dude, don't go spend money. I already spent the money for you right here. So,
That's
let
awesome.
me hook you up. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all of them, but I have them and yeah, so that's why that came about.
Yeah.
How do you
Well,
think that like the collecting world from like 2020, from when you started collecting, has changed like to now? Like I feel like, and why are all these millennials and collecting these toys and these things? What was in their psyche that you think that people started
Yeah, I
collecting?
mean, for me, so like I said, it's only been a couple years for me, almost 3 years. And like for me, it was just nostalgia and escape from the world. It's the world's not the same. We won't get into it, but the world's not the same way. It's the same as it used to be.
yeah.
And adults like us, um, big child adults like us, are collecting our childhood back just to for that feeling. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and we're willing to shell out money to get that feeling back, to have a piece of your childhood back. And I see future generations maybe not having that same opportunity because a lot of their stuff is going to be digital and they're not going to have something tangible. Like
Yeah.
you can pick up a dragon dagger and man, just holding that in my hands.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's amazing. Like just the
Yeah.
feeling,
It's not a
And
fucking
like, yeah,
Fortnite skin or something like that. Like, oh
yeah,
man, I have all the
exactly.
Fortnite skins. All right, what can you do with that? Like,
Yeah, I don't see an emotional attachment to something like that. You know what I mean? Like with the physical stuff, the physical media, like all of that stuff. I collect VHS tapes and,
Yeah.
all of that, just having it, it's yours. It's yours to own forever. If you want to own it forever, digital can be taken away from you. So
Immediate.
that's all
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Absolutely. And you know
Yeah.
what? I have hope for Gen Alpha. They're bringing stuff back, man. And studies have come out. They're listening to tapes. They're buying iPods. They're going back to the mall. So
Well, that's
like,
because of parents like you guys, though. Like a lot of parents like you are trying to instill some of that back into their kids, right? Where maybe half of the generation you guys are doing it but right, I would consider it right. But then, there's the other half of the generation that their parents they don't have the same wonderment, sense of wonder that we do,
Yeah.
and they're adults and they would rather shove a electronic in their kid's face than spend time collecting something with
Oh
their
shit.
kids or explaining stuff to their kids, the way we used to live. So yeah, I just think it's just a split world these
Yeah.
days.
And remember, there is more people than not that will look at this or look at what you have and be like, what are you doing? Like, why
Yeah.
are you, why are you have, why are you buying toys? Are you a kid? Like, are you immature? Like, what's wrong with you? And it's just like, first of all, first and foremost, go fuck yourself. And
Yeah.
secondly, I do what the fuck I want with my money. And if
Yeah.
feeling good about my childhood and bringing my childhood back to me, because it was the most innocent time in my life, where that's before you have to start pretending and doing all this stuff. And, you know, they say you should be this and they say, you know what? No, I want to be me. And who Roly is, or who Emery is, or who Tony is the guy who has Ninja Turtles, who plays with Ninja, who will sit in a room with his Donatello, or who will grab a proton pack from his Ghostbusters set, or, you know, sit down with his VHSs and watch a fucking VHS, because he remembers the first time he popped in that VHS, sitting down with his Ninja Turtle cereal bowl, and it was just there was no cares in the world. And if these things do that for us, I feel like we go it's our version of a time machine, where we get to sit down and just remember, and just, you know, and again, there are things that we didn't have, and now as adults we're getting them. I think you and I both talked about, we didn't have the turtle blimp. Like, we grew up without, out of all the turtle stuff that we had, we didn't have the turtle blimps. And even right now, as vast as your collection is, and the, you know, the bit that I have, I still don't have one. And I'm, you know, I'm on the hunt here and there, and I go, you know, I look for them and stuff like that. But having something that I didn't have, that I've wanted so bad, and but better believe it, when I get a turtle blimp, if it's in box, I'm opening that motherfucker, because I want to inflate that shit. I want to fucking put it up, and I'm gonna hang it right at the top of my turtle section, have it like just swinging down with like 2 or 3 turtles on it.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of TikTok lives now, and you know, most of the people are really nice, very kind, but I do have the random person that'll come in and say, you know, you're a grown ass adult buying toys. And people like that, I kill with kindness, and I feel bad for them. And I tell them that. I feel bad that whatever happened, that take their sense of childhood and sense of wonder away.
Yeah.
Like, I feel bad for you. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how I live. I spend my money on what I want to spend it on. I've worked hard to get where I have gotten to. So yeah, I feel sorry for you if you're that sad or angry, you know, that I mean, that you feel that way. So
Couldn't sound better myself.
But collecting in this era is definitely different. Technology online has really changed how a lot of pure collectors can buy stuff, because of the lack of knowledge that some people who are selling these things, like I said, they'll have a toy and be like, oh look, this is selling for $100 on eBay. All right, well, and then you feel kind of like bad telling them, like, look, the one that you're looking at is a variant. It has red goggles. The one that you have has blue goggles. And because of that, yours is actually worth $5. And then they get mad. Oh no, that's not true. I'm like,
you're trying to rip them off.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I'm just letting you know, it's happened to me. I'm trying to remember if I think it was a Power Ranger situation. I can't remember what it was, but they had some Power Ranger action figure. And Power Ranger action figures really aren't that expensive. It doesn't have the same situation like the Turtles do.
Not yet.
But I think they had the whole set of the flip heads, but with everything, with the shields, the weapons. Nice. They even had the little like tattoo. Remember, they came with like little tattoo coins and stuff like that. So they had everything. And whoever this kid was that owned this stuff originally kept everything. So I'm like, oh shit, it's a complete set. So open all these things are maybe like $10 a pop. Like each flip head with all the weapons and their little tattoo, $10 a pop. Oh, and they had the cardboard cutout that had like the card. Remember how they all had like a card at the back?
The file cards.
So they're just like, you would think there's 6 turtles, maybe it's $60, $70 just to cover everything. No, this guy had it for like $200. I'm just like, hey, can you tell me is there something that I'm not seeing? Do you have an additional figure? Maybe you didn't post a picture of the second item, because he had it as Power Ranger collection. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. And then he's like, no, this is all 6 Rangers and they're all complete. I'm like, yeah, but your price is a little off. Like they should be about like $10, maybe $15 each. They're like, no, I don't think you understand. This is original from 1994. And he looked at the bottom of the foot. I'm just like, okay, but they're about $10 each, maybe 15. He's like, look, man, I already have offers. I was like, oh, no, okay, cool. I was just wanting to understand. Maybe I didn't see something. Maybe there's a figure there that's holding more value, because it happens with TMNT all the time, where you see a lot and you see like 20 regular figures that aren't worth anything crazy, but then the price is like $200. I'm like, why is this $200? And they're like, oh, it's because it has this one guy in it, and this one guy is carrying about $125 of what this lot is. So,
which makes sense.
Yeah. So it's just the internet, while good, can have its bad, especially with this online stuff. But then there's the other flip of it: garage sales. You could go to a garage sale, and the garage sale has this the same 50-50 thing. You could go to a garage sale, and they're like, everything in this box, $1 each item, and then you see just turtles, rangers, trolls, sometimes like just any random thing from the 80s or 90s, and you're like, I will give you fucking $50 for this entire box, and they're like, oh, sold, because some of the stuff isn't gonna sell. And then you'll have like six or seven toys in there that are probably 50 to 60 bucks each.
Exactly.
And those are the greatest come ups right there. It happens with gaming too. It's happened with me with gaming. I've gone places and they'll have like, oh, I have a Game Boy. And I'm like, oh, is there anything else you have? And they'll be like, well, I have I think it's called a DS, and it has like some Pokemon games. I don't know if you're interested in that. I go, I might be there. Okay, see.
Yeah, take a look at that.
Yeah. And then they're just like, oh, well, if you throw in another $25, I'll give you this DS and these Pokemon games. I was like, oh, 25. I get it. Nah, of course I'm going to give them. I always like, if they're hooking me up, I'll give them the one. You know what? I'm going to give you 50, because just so you know the value of this, I kind of tell them the value is a little bit less. I don't want them to feel that they're completely gain ripped, because a Pokemon game alone is like $60, $75.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, but then you have those people that you come to their garage sale, and it's just like, oh, which one is it? Hold on, let me see. And they're opening up eBay.
Or they have they already printed out freaking, comps. And they're not sold comps. They're posted listing. You can list anything for any amount of money you want.
Yeah.
Like that, and then explaining that to a boomer who doesn't understand eBay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, boomers out there. I love you all. Not all of you are like that, but my dad, for instance, would he would be that way. So,
but yeah, collecting nowadays and hitting those resale spots. Thrift stores have been good to me. Goodwill, every once in a while, like this or somewhere around that Donatello I got. That thing's not worth anything, but I got it for 40 cents, and it's a cool big Donatello. I actually got from a thrift store in a bag. They had to put a bunch of like figures, and it had an original Michelangelo from 2003's Ninja Turtles, like original from that era, not the new re-releases they're doing. And then another bag had Leonardo in it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna buy these two bags. So I go to my son, hey, open that shit, throw Leonardo in here. I took out one of the fucking like Cabbage Patch little shitty toys, put it in that, swapped it out. All right, cool. I go to the front. I'm like, here, I want to get this bag of toys. Like, oh, it's $5. Oh, wait, no. Are you military? I'm like, no. Like, it's fine. I'll give you the military discount. I'm like, what's the military discount? 50% off. Oh, so $250. I'm like, all right, awesome.
Sweet.
But yeah, hunting, toy collecting. Emery has a solid thing. Again, like he said, he's OCD. He has his safe searches. They come up. I've had a little better luck on Macari. And I think I showed you last week those Mighty Maxes. I got all those Mighty Maxes, and they're complete. I got them for like $30. I got 4.
Yep. That's a deal.
One of them, the skull one, the original skull one with Frankenstein and the Doctor and Mighty Max, I think that one goes for 45 by itself.
Yep.
So
good deal.
But yeah, dude, collecting in the 2020s is definitely it's a battlefield out there. Like, you're out there. One, you're competing against other collectors. You're competing against resellers, and then you're competing against ignorance.
Yep.
People, oh, this is posted here on eBay for this much, so it must be worth $100. That is a $5 figure, sir. I'm sorry. Like,
or you're also dealing with like Google Lens, where somebody who didn't know they had something expensive all of a sudden know they have something expensive.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
They were willing to give it to you for $5, and now like, oh, well, I see here It's going for
where exactly. They scan it. You know, they have the ability to instantaneously check to make sure if they want. Not but yeah, it's the Wild West out there. There's going to be a lot more changes. I'll be curious to see how things play out in the future. I'm going to keep collecting regardless. So
yeah. But yeah, man. Again, let's show some of his turtle stuff. So what do we have here? These are all original on cards.
Yeah, so these are the original 1988s, like the one we just ripped open. You can see the middle top row. That's a fan club flyer.
Club.
You can kind of see the white flyer behind
paper,
the accessories, and then in the middle row, the bottom row, you can see the pop-up stand, the little stickers on the front of the packages there. But those are all 1988 original. Those would have been the ones we were cracking open when we first, when they were first released.
So sick.
That's incredible. Very, very cool. I mean, again, the collection is vast, bro.
Yeah, and then here, more of my carded stuff. They're hard to see. I'm running out of space to put my trolls. They're invading. But yeah, I've got everything from Safari Michelangelo, which is one of the rarer. They did an adventure where they did Safari Michelangelo, Deep Sea Leo, and Arctic Donatello. But yeah, that's a rare one. I've got all kinds of stuff there, guys. You can see Slam Dunking Dawn.
Is that a sealed original Slam Dunk Dawn?
Yeah. I don't collect anything new. Really. Come on now. These are all
just making sure. I wanted you to say it, so that way that I can feel the shade a little more.
I don't collect, and it's not there. I have very few newer things in my collection. Most of it is 80s, 90s. I do have 2 of the brand new Technodromes still in box from Amazon because they were like $25.
Yeah, it was a steal that you couldn't pass up.
Yeah, so there's chilling. This is an original Technodrome. I have 2 of them because I never had them as a kid. I love the big eyeball. They hook up to the sewer layer. So I've got 2 sewer layers, 2 Technodromes, and they're just great display. Like you can stack guys on the sewer layers, and you can match up. Look at the giants right there next to the Technodrome. Just shows you like a size
how
comparison.
Big it is,
yeah.
And you have like several of the Technodrome eyes, right? I remember you posted something.
Oh yeah.
And you had all your Technodromes, but then I saw like extra eyes, which I've heard that when you buy them, the eyes are hard to like keep.
They are. Yeah. So anything extra like that, like extra hard to find pieces that I find on eBay or while I'm out toy hunting, and like if I find one of those for $10, that's a $30 piece. If I ever buy another Technodrome, I might need that, or I might know somebody who might need those someday down the road. So yeah, I pick up spare parts all the time. Like you almost have to, because they're disappearing. Like if you don't, that might end up in the trash, and you'll never see it again. So
for sure.
So with all that going on, your turtle collection, I admire it. I think it's awesome. Your giant figures are sick. The Bebop and Rocksteadies are awesome. Now, you did tell me that your favorite action figure is the Krang.
Absolutely, the 11-inch Android body Krang. I have 4 of them. That's how much I love them.
Awesome.
Yeah, I remember as a kid. There's a couple reasons it's my favorite. One, you guys remember the LJN WWF figures, the big rubber WWF figures?
Yeah.
He matched up pretty good with them. So, like, he would end up in the WWF ring, fighting Junkyard Dog and, all the old greats, Hulk Hogan. And yeah, he was like a 2-for-1. You had the brain inside that you could take out. But yeah, a lot of times these days, and I'm sure the antennas get ripped off and these doors get damaged and lost. So I always try to find ones that are in good condition. Not always successful. 2 of mine are complete and 2 of them are not. But yeah, just one of my all-time favorites for you guys. If I was going to be on a deserted island, My Krang's coming with me.
Yeah, man. I think we're gonna end the segment with that, man. We saw your turtle collection. We talked about collecting we talked about your ability to snipe really good deals, and just the right now, just how it is, like people right now, especially with how things are going, like you were trying to get top dollar for stuff, sometimes not even knowing the actual value, and you're basing it on comps because you're hoping, for as the collector buying, you're like, oh man, I hope they don't realize that Chef Boyardee shredders in there, that they think it's regular and I still get $35 versus, oh man, they actually have it in there and they're charging way more than what it costs because somebody else put that lot for $500. It's just so crazy, but yeah, man, it's been awesome talking turtles with you. But hey, man, we really, really appreciate you hanging out, bro. It's been a pleasure. We're gonna piss off some people with that unboxing that you did. Like
sure.
If you looked at Tony's reaction, like I knew it was coming, and I was like, "Oh, are you ready?" But Tony was like, is this are you really? Is this happening right now,
bro? You guys got me. You guys freaking got me, bro.
And he's the one that opens stuff. There's stuff that I have in here that I open and don't, and he's like, "Oh, you're always giving me shit because I open stuff." I go, "No, bro, it's just there's some things I don't like to open, some things I do." Turtles, I'm all about opening. The thing is, I buy two sets. I'll buy a set to open and a set to keep in the cards and stuff like that. But if it's OG stuff like that, I am a little torn. But the same thing, like you said, sometimes you'll just be having a fucking like shitty day. I'm like, you know what, bro? I just want to know what that feeling was, because nothing felt better in this universe as a kid in the 80s and 90s than getting a brand new toy, opening it, and just like feeling it.
Yes, setting it up, putting
the weapons on. Yeah,
imagine it's like a sensory play for us.
If we were kids with like cell phones that took pictures, how much of our phones will be filled with pictures of our toys?
Oh, listen, guys. I just want to make 10-year-old Emery proud of what I have. Who I am, why I do the things I do, and you know what I mean. Like that's the biggest thing for me is just that inner child.
Yeah, that's exactly what you just said is why I bought that arcade. I have the TMNT arcade because when I was 7 or 8 years old, I said to myself, when I become an adult, I'm going to buy an arcade so I can have it in my house. I love the art on it. It looked like an awesome piece. Obviously, I became an adult, and an actual arcade at the time when I researched it was like $5,000, and I lived in a smallest apartment. I'm like, so 7-year-old Roly's not going to get what he wanted, but whatever, it's fine. We're living. And then I saw the opportunity. Well, Arcade 1-Up, they put the original art with the April and the turtles and the shredder. I'm just like, there's no way I'm passing this up. And literally, I bought that for 7-8-year-old Roly, so he could fucking finally say, "Oh, I did it! Like I got it for him." And I've said it before. While everything here is awesome, it's not an old piece. It's not a nostalgia piece. It's brand new, but it's just something that reminds me of the original and all the experiences I had, and going to that corner laundromat with my cousin and throwing money away because there's no way I was going to beat it. I never beat it on the arcade. It was impossible. But
no, it was.
Totally feel that there. But Tony, you got anything you want to throw on there?
No, Emery, your collection is vast, and we're so grateful that you're sharing it with us on our podcast and joining us on our podcast to share with the world about your collection, because it's truly impressive and truly incredible. And the fact that you opened that up in front of us, in front of me, and shocked me, just kind of
shock and awe.
It was shock and awe, and part of me, it was like a little kid again. Like you made me feel like a little kid again. It was just like, okay, that's the feeling. That's it. Yep. That's the feeling of opening it up and reminding yourselves it's okay to be a kid again, and it's okay to have your inner kid. It's okay, and I love that, and I thought that was incredible. I thought that was, for me, the highlight of the podcast. So
awesome. Good. I'm glad that happened. Good.
With that being said, guys, we want to go ahead and thank Emery for joining us, and please check him out on TikTok as the Nostalgic Xennial. And if you're on Instagram, he is 80s and 90s Rewind. But we've talked outside of this podcast, and we could talk days upon days about all this stuff. So thanks again, bro. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
All right. For anybody that was born and raised in the 90s, you absolutely know what Street Fighter is. And Street Fighter had a movie that came out in the 90s. Wasn't all that great, but now we got this crazy trailer for the new one. Let's check it out. This Gaio, Cammy,
Balrog, Vega. Perfect. I have no idea what Andrew Schultz is doing in this movie,
bro.
The car,
beating up the car.
Ryu gonna show?
Ryu.
Mm-hmm.
They have all the moves. Have you seen?
Yeah. I think we said when we were talking about this, like they're just like, you know what? Everything. Put
just everything for the game. Everything.
The game in it.
Just throw it all in there. Even the power stuff. Zangief.
Even if they're lost.
It's Ken, right?
I gotta say, Ken looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And then it's a little bit of a step up from the Jean-Claude Van Damme one.
I think it's a pretty big step.
I don't know, bro.
It's a pretty big step.
It's a tiny step.
Still reckless.
That's Ryu, right?
Yeah. Or they say Ryu. I don't know why. I don't know. I think it's gonna be entertaining, bro.
So it looks like they went balls walled and they're just like, you know what? Make this shit as ridiculous as possible. Put everything from the game. Don't try and make this like modern or anything. No. Make this shit fucking campy as hell. That's what they want.
Yep. Give the fan service what they want.
Yeah. They're like, I'm just curious to see how they're gonna do Bison.
That's the thing. A lot of people are saying it's like, though he's a great actor, why him?
Oh, it's Akuma.
Yep.
The uppercut. And Blanca, which is Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa, yeah.
That a fireball came out of Ryu.
You didn't see it? There you go. Perfect.
Dude, October 16th. What do you think?
So I'm all like we've talked about fighting games on here, and we mentioned the movies here and there. We are Mortal Kombat guys.
Yes, we are.
Across the board has been established. We are Mortal Kombat guys.
Yes, we are.
What this movie is, what it looks like, is just straight fan service.
It is,
and I'm not mad.
Totally.
I'm not mad at it. Looks like it's like, don't go into this movie expecting this crazy, well-written fucking drama. This is a video game movie, and it looks like it's literally a video game movie.
Yeah.
The fighting, the special effects, the characters, even the design. Like this guy, who's the one playing Gaio again? Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes looks ridiculous with that hair like that.
Yeah, because no one will wear that hair like that normally.
Yeah. So that image alone goes to show you that they're like, no, this is how he is in the game. We're giving you fucking game to screen accurate. We're not giving you a guy with blonde hair that spikes it up. We're giving you the ridiculous flat top. And hey, I'm here for it, man. I'm not mad at it. 50 Cent got ripped for this. I mean, he fluctuates in his body sculpting, but he got ripped for this. He looks good. Everyone looks good. This movie's stacked with people. Stacked.
Yeah. So I'm here for it, bro. I as campy as it may be, I'm like, okay, let's go see it. I mean, because again, us 90s kids grew up on Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. We played both.
I love how the trailer has the sound effects. The perfect.
Yeah, everything. And gonna have the fireballs and the uppercuts and whatever he says. I have no idea. I'm not going to attempt. I don't know what it is.
But and apparently this is the year of the fighting video game movies because we got Mortal Kombat 2 coming out really soon. But yeah, I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. Street Fighter, let's fucking go. We need more video game. Yo, Mario's blowing up. Sonic is blowing up. Let's go back and start making some video game movies, and let's start taking it video game to screen.
We'll see if Killer Instinct will be next, huh?
Oh, that would be sick.
That would be dope.
Killer Instinct has some characters, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Like, how are you gonna put a raptor to fight in there?
I don't know, bro.
And Cinder and Glacier. And
I mean, come on, they have Blanca.
TJ combo.
Come on, they have Blanca. Blanca, I mean, it's up there with like craziness. So I mean, they could do it, bro. They could do some type of former or something.
But let us know, what did you think about that trailer? What are you expecting out of this movie? Are you just want to get this full popcorn movie where it's just visuals and basically game to screen? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear what you guys think about this new Street Fighter movie.
For sure.
Who remembers that question mark suit guy that would come on in the middle of the night between like 1 and 3 in the morning screaming at you, I can get you free money, bro.
Dude,
this guy was everywhere during that time. Like you could, if you fell asleep, this guy was waking you up. If it wasn't Miss Cleo, it was this guy, bro.
It was this guy. Free! He'd wake you up and be like, oh, what the hell was that? You want some free money? I get you free. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, dude, this guy was all over in the 90s and early 2000s, everywhere.
Well, his name was Matthew Lesko, and this guy was unavoidable. And basically, no one knew him by his name. We knew him as the question mark suit guy. He was selling books, programs, I think CDs, and all these things would do is like to help you get government grants and benefits. Basically, it was all like public information, but he was giving it to you in a book and making you buy it. But dude, the crazy thing is, to me, he looked like the Riddler. I was like, yo, is this the Riddler trying to sell me something? It was so crazy, but it only came on during like the middle of the night.
The style wasn't random. It was designed to grab attention from like half asleep viewers, bro. Like it's especially from 1 to 3 in the morning. Like you'd be like, you look at this guy and he's like, what? Wait, I'm sorry. What is he actually selling? Books, CDs, memberships, teaching people how to apply for government grants. Mainly were probably just public information. Yeah. Actually, I think he admitted that they were just public information. Yeah. So, but it was crazy. It was the weirdest thing.
It was late night. I just have a question. Did anybody get rich off of this stuff? Like these infomercials were like before YouTube gurus, before we had those guys that said, yo, I can help you make $1 million in 6 months. No, this guy was the originator of that before like internet. So I just like, that's my question. Like, who bought this stuff and did anybody make any money off of this? I even think later on in life, like he admitted like, yeah, like this thing, like I just basically went to like the library, got the information and just compiled it and was selling it. You could have gone anywhere to get this information.
Yeah. And this is what you'd be seeing late at night.
And get out of debt forever. Get $2,000 to pay your rent or mortgage, or even $7,000 to pay your credit card bills. Isn't it about time you get rid of your debt
like
once and for
chasing
all?
people,
chasing like government officials with his book.
Yeah.
Call 1-800-544-1000.
And that was just like one of his commercials, bro. Like that, they were like more zany. Like they were even crazier.
And he's just in your face. This guy's just yelling at you like, yo, I got money. I got free money for you. All you gotta do is blank. And
yeah, exactly.
It's basically like, yeah, you go. And then like, I remember if I read correctly, like it was like very like limited grants. Like to qualify for these things, you had to be like a specific qualification.
Yeah.
So like, he's like telling you, yo, buy this book. What was it? Like $40, I think.
Maybe.
I think it was like $40. Pay me $40 and I'll help you get $7,000 to pay your credit card for free. Like they're going to give this to you.
Not to mention the book always looked like this thick. I'm like, yo, bro, who's going to read through all that?
Who the hell is going to read through that thing? Yeah, you want free money, read this book. But here's the freaking kicker. It's coming on when you're either like, it's between 1 and 3. What are you doing between 1 and 3? Sleeping, falling asleep. You're probably high. You just got like a bunch of like McDonald's and Taco Bell, and you're just chilling. And it was like the perfect time where you're just like, yo, wait, what? You can help me.
You're most vulnerable.
You can help me pay my my loans, bro. I got a credit card. Yeah, you know
Let me
what, bro?
call.
Maybe
Let
he
me be
can
like,
help me.
hold on.
I
Big ass
I wonder
telephone.
how many people fell for this and were just like half asleep, or that I'm telling you, that 1 to 3 a.m. that's peak, like people blazed.
Oh
Just
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Man, yo, did you see this, bro? This crazy ass Riddler looking motherfucker can help us get some bread. But
Bro, again, like you said, between him, Miss Cleo, they battled it out for that time slot.
I think
in the morning.
I think like the Mount Rushmore of like infomercials in the middle of the night was this guy, Miss Cleo, and Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah, those are the rusher of infomercials at night for sure.
And then of course
Most
those compilation album things. That's the Mount Rushmore right there.
Exactly.
Compilation albums. You got
pure sounds,
Girls
pure
Gone
moods.
Wild.
I'm gonna go with pure moods.
Pure moods. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Miss Cleo and question mark suit guy. But
yeah, this guy was zany. Tell us, for people, man. Do y'all remember this guy? Let me know.
Do you remember him? Did these wake you up? And I really want to know, did you buy his book and did you get any money? I need to know.
Yeah.
Let's go. And welcome to Memes of the Week. This is the segment where we get a bunch of the memes that have been sent through us throughout the week from friends, family, followers, sometimes the people who create the memes. And we go on here and we take a little trip and see if it jogs any memories. So first and foremost, let's go with this one. And man, just looking at it, I'm already just like instantly.
I'm sweating bullets.
Yeah, this is anxiety right here. So the first meme reads, "You think kids today are stressed, bruh? We played stress, and what are the games on here? Perfection, which we talked about before.
We talked about it. Yep.
Hungry Hippos, Simon Says, and Operation.
Operation for me has to be the most stressful.
I was gonna ask which one gives you the most stress?
Operation gives me PTSD. That buzz, that bzzz, like yo.
No, it's like a shake. It's not like a silent. It's not like a soft. It's a fucking shake.
It shakes the entire thing. Yeah, and you're like, yo, I've had some like drawn out like beef for myself. Like, I can't get the stupid rubber band, the wishbone. Bro, I remember the wishbone for me being the hardest.
Yeah,
like that. Like I always had to like just very, very carefully. Just right. Damn it! Like I'm so pissed.
If I had to rank them, Hungry Hippos honestly is at the bottom of the list for me.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
I would put Operation number 1, Perfection 2, Simon 3, and Hungry Hippos
Easily.
I'll tell you this, yes, Operation is crazy, but that Perfection we talked about, that one just felt like a ticking time bomb.
It did.
And I actually went to Kmart and saw the new version of Perfection, and I turned the knob because they let you turn the knob. The ticking and the clicking is soft. It's like subtle. It's
no
not
way.
That, like crazy loud. Like
oh no, that means we have to find an original 90s one.
I need that. I need the yellow one with the with the red center that it pops up, because that ticking was so loud, dude. It felt like a freaking time bomb.
Like a
Simon, you were almost breaking Simon. Like,
bro,
like red.
I threw Simon across the wall a couple times.
Dude, Simon definitely was like, it was just like you would get like, it's not hard, but you would self-complicate because he would like say, he would repeat the color and you were smacking. All I remember about Simon is just like how hard we would smack it to do it real quick.
These were anxiety driven. This was stress right here.
Like, Hungry Hippos was just like, man, I want to make sure I get them. But the thing is, as you're pounding the thing on Hungry Hippos, you're like, the whole board is moving. And it's in a round little plate where the balls are moving and stuff like that. So strategy here was just timing, just making sure you're timing the chomp when you see them rolling close to your hippo and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go. Yeah, we said Operation and Perfection are probably the two high stress games on here.
Easily for sure. On to the next one.
Okay. So I actually talked to this guy, the guy who made this, the page owner. We used to be cool. And this meme reads right here. The fact that in one lifetime, I've recorded songs onto a cassette, burned them onto a CD, dragged them onto an MP3 player, and now stream them from my phone is wild, and it has a picture of all that. It literally has a picture
Yeah.
of cassette tapes, mixtapes,
Yep.
mixed tape, I guess, mixed music of a CD, an iPod, and now a phone. Bro, we
Yeah.
have all us 80s and 90s people have literally lived through all this. How crazy is that?
And now we
now
want to
we're
go
going
back. Now I want to go back. Just
No,
want to.
we're going back. You just got a whole
We're
bunch
going
of
to go back.
tapes,
Yeah, I just want to go back.
and,
I just want to listen
I
to
just
tapes
got
again.
a bunch of CDs.
People are going back to vinyl. You know, I mean, it's and that's one thing that they didn't put on here is vinyl. Like that, I think that's the only thing that is missing. You're going from vinyl to 8-tracks, which was way before our time. That was our father's time.
Well, again,
And to cassette tapes.
his page is more driven towards 80s
Us.
and 90s kids.
Yeah,
that
but
are-
it is wild. It's like we were the first generation to go digital. If you think about it, okay, we were the very first to be in
Bro.
the dawn of the digital age.
remember,
Was go to.
we used to get MP3 players that only held 10 songs.
Oh my God, was it
Remember?
those little ones
Yes,
That
the
look
little
like-
clip ones.
that look like USBs? Now.
Yes, and we're just like, yo, I got 10 songs on this shit.
Yeah, and then you
Bro.
were jealous of the person who got an iPod for the very first time. You're like 1,000 songs. What the
Mhm.
hell? I don't
Yeah.
own 1,000 songs.
We used
And
to carry these things that had 1 gigabyte. Oh, there was a 1 gigabyte iPod.
yes,
And
yes,
we're like, yo, you got the 1 gig? Yo. And then the 10 gig came on, then the 20 gig, 30 gig, the YouTube, bro. So crazy. that
now
we
we're
went
talking
through all
about
that, and
terabytes and
now everything
petabytes.
is on.
Are you kidding me? Wow. And now everything is streaming and you don't really, I think I don't know. I think that's the sad thing about it's like, because I stream Apple Music and I'm like, I don't own it. I mean, I could listen to it, but I don't own the song.
And
Like,
there's
I don't know.
licensing things. Sometimes there are certain songs right now that I can't hear on Spotify. And it's not on Apple Music either. There's a song by Yellow Card that's in the Spider-Man soundtrack that
Oh,
you
yes.
cannot hear anywhere. That is probably Yellow Card's best song, and I
Yeah.
can't hear anywhere unless I go to YouTube.
That's crazy.
And
It's nuts.
Aaliyah's whole catalog wasn't on Spotify until like 4 or 5 years ago. I remember
Look at
they
that.
released it the week of my birthday, and I was so hyped that I could finally listen to all of Aaliyah's songs, One in a Million,
Yeah.
everything. Are You That Somebody? All that became available like not too long ago. It wasn't on Spotify, and finally they put it out there. So there's still some songs out there that we can't hear on like these streaming services because of licensing agreements.
And again, it goes back to showing you, like, you know, we were better off. I think it was a win-win for everybody. We get to listen to it whenever we want. The artists get paid, and it's just like, yeah, this is just a win-win. This streaming is yes, it's awesome and in its own right, but also if they decide we're not going to renew the license, you don't get to listen to it anymore,
Right.
which sucks.
Which why owning things is better.
Exactly, physical media. That's all I gotta say.
But yeah. Let me know what you guys think about this. For those of us Gen Xers and millennials, how do you feel about this? That we went through all this. Did you even put together that you did all of this for us to end up where we are now? Let us know.
Yeah.
I know for a fact you did this shit because you're a cheating ass bitch.
I'm not a cheesy at this. You did this bullshit too. Don't even give it. You bullshit, bro.
I didn't do this shit. My brother would do this shit. But anyways, let me read the meme for you guys. The meme right now has a kid. If this isn't the 80s, I don't know what. Like this
it's
thing
the
is
80s.
screaming the 80s. It's a kid
88.
sitting on a floor that you look at that carpet with one
That
of those
TV.
wood grain TV playing duck hunt, and he has the gun on the screen where the duck is. Like, and that's in the middle where they go up. The first minute they go up, he's right there. Bro, my brother would do this shit all the time. And the crazy thing is, most of us didn't even know that player 2 could control the ducks. I didn't
Yep.
find this out until way later. in life.
Way later.
Way
Way
later.
later. Yep.
But yeah, I've seen growing up so many kids. I had 2 cousins on my dad's side, and my brother would do this shit. I'm like, bro, and I would tell him, I go, you're a little cheating bitch, bro. Nah, look, I do it from over here. I thought I was like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. I'm like, oh, I'm a crack shot. Bum, bum, bum. And it's like, you use your hands? No, but
Yeah.
they would get really close. I'm like, yo, you gotta come over here, do it from over here. And I'll just start
Yep.
taking them
That's
down,
it.
bro. I was so nasty in that game. Fuck that dog. That dog didn't have shit on me.
Dude, I never did this. Bro, I never pull. I didn't like the guys who did it though. I was just like, yo, I'm like, bro, back up. That's not fair.
Fuck up.
Yeah.
But all right, you guys let us know. Did you do this? or were you a real G and you did it from the right spot? Let us know.
There you go.
Who remembers this toy, bro? Oh my god, this thing literally everyone had. Maybe not there. Everyone had a version of this, and it
Easily.
was never the same. No one had the same one.
I can
There
tell
was-
you.
there
I can
must-
tell you which one I had, and it definitely wasn't this one.
Yeah,
But
there must have been like 1,000 different versions of this, but it is that toy from the 80s and 90s that had the little crank at the top, had the arrow in the middle that will spin, and then it would land on a animal and play the animal song. It would probably be like the chicken goes "Barka, barka, barka," or whatever, or the
Yep.
dog goes woof woof.
yep,
Oh my god! And wasn't
And
there
dude,
like an Old McDonald one?
there was an old McDonald one, and I remember like the one I had. Funny enough, wasn't like this. It was a pull string. That
Okay.
was the one I had. It had you pull a string,
had it.
and the same thing. You hear once you hear that arrow that kind of like spin around, you could hear that thing. Once it landed on it, it would play "Oh McDonald," and you'd be like, "This as a as a kid, yeah, this was definitely." And go ahead, read their meme for those who are listening of what
For those
we're looking at
listening,
right here.
the meme reads, "I'm this old. This was my playlist." Well, we got one here, so let's see if these sounds bring back any memories. This one's pretty old though.
Yeah, see, this one was familiar. I had the drawstring, just like that. Yeah, man. Just turn it around and yeah.
Yep. Man,
Yep.
it's crazy that this is a toy that everyone had. Like they could not go to a kid's house in the 80s and 90s and they didn't have one of those
Yeah.
things. But
There's
I
no way.
will say the one I remember the most was an Old McDonald one. Old McDonald had a farm.
Yep.
But yeah, this thing instantly transports you. And when you hear those sounds, forget about it. Do they?
Yeah.
They don't make these things anymore, do they?
I think they do.
They do?
I believe they do. Let me see.
And I walk toy aisles all the time, and you would think something like that would jump out at me, but maybe
They
it's
have it. They have an iteration at Target, Fisher Price. Yes,
interesting. Maybe the design is so modern that I don't even like register it.
it is. It's not. It's not your normal CNC. It has a lot of other levers on it and stuff like that. So
Okay,
yeah,
it's a lot more advanced, but
yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
CNC. Who remembers playing with the CNC and hearing all these animals for the first time? A lot of these animals, you didn't live on a farm, you didn't know what they sounded like, so the CNC hooked you up. Let's go to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in an era where text messaging, DMs, Snapchat, what else do we got going on for communication? Email.
Instagram,
Like,
emails.
there's
I mean, it's
so many ways
notorious.
to communicate with people, but nothing tops when we communicated in elementary school, middle school, or high school. This was our text message. The meme reads, texting in the 90s. This was the best form of communication. I couldn't agree more. And what's on here right now is just a bunch of folded notes into like the football. They're actually like in the football shape. But bro, we used to fold these things in like pretty elaborate ways.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I knew a friend that had a book that would show you different ways on how to fold stuff. And I'm like, yo, and I knew how to fold a heart. I knew how to do the football fold. I knew how to fold. Oh my God, what was it? There was so many.
It was a peel, though. It was a rectangle, and you would have a lever, and you peel it up to open it up.
Yes,
I remember. And it was like it had a triangle, and you would peel it. It had like this little thing that you could pull it up and open up the note. That I remember for sure.
And these notes, think about it. Back then, we would sit down. I remember. I can tell you right now. I would sit in class, and class wasn't going, or I wasn't feeling it. Go back there, and I would write notes. Mostly people I exchanged notes with were girls. So I remember I would just be like writing a girl a note, bum, 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 bum. And sometimes I would like fold it up and just like, you like flick it to them or you give it to them. Oh, here, I wrote you something. And then, sometimes I remember I asked out one of my girlfriends in a note, but I was such a little girl about it because I was like, I wrote her the note and I was like, all right, here, I'll see you next class and you can tell me what it is. And I gave it to her and I booked. I'm like, all right. Because I just
butterflies
scared of rejection.
Yeah.
So, you write the whole letter. Oh, I've liked you for blah, 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 blah. Yes or no or whatever.
Yep.
And I got one of my first serious girlfriend in middle school was through a note.
What's crazy about these football notes was if you were sitting on one side of the class and you wanted to get it to the other side, because granted, we use these to actually, do you remember the game football? We'll talk about it another day, but they look like the little football, but you wanted to get it to the other side. You'd be like, go aim it and go. And if you got it, you're like, yes. Yep. But you would have to try to get their attention first to be like, got you. and you like kind of like flick it like that.
The one finger at the top.
Yep.
You flick
field goal that sucker. Punt that
Mind
thing.
You, most people didn't fold it like this. The picture has them folded like this. But
yeah,
in the whole talk of this, it's basically writing notes back in the day, passing notes in class. Now I can only assume kids are texting in class.
Yeah, and there's no way of if there's a way of teacher catching it, I mean, I can imagine what's the famous line? Let's see what couldn't wait.
Remember that we had to be like spy. We had to be low key. Passing the notes under the chair.
Yep.
You
pass it to your friends. Hey, pass it to this person.
You'd be like, yo, real quick. And you just lean back, pass it to this person. And then they're passing.
I think the famous one is
you always had that one freaking cocksucker. I'm not passing it. I'm not getting in trouble. No.
Oh yeah.
Like that freaking guy that'll break the chain. I'm not passing it. Like you had
it's usually the guy that also liked the same girl.
Oh,
that's how it was.
And
I'm not passing that shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but I remember the famous one is the yawn and stretch and lean, like,
and you're just
drop behind you.
You're like, batarang.
Exactly.
But yeah, dude. Best form of communication, hands down, in the 90s was passing notes. Let me know. I want to know. Did you guys pass notes in school in the 90s? Did any of you ask out your girlfriends with these? And did you get a yes or a no? Holla at your boy. And that's the show. Yo, thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for seeing part 2 of Emery's collection, the Nostalgic Xennial. That thing, the Ninja Turtle community is crazy, and Emery has such a ridiculous collection.
Insane collection.
Tony here was not aware that that he was gonna open that. Like, you're just like, hold on, wait,
hold on. It was y'all were in on it. Y'all got me. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm just like, dude, stop. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that you did it right in front of me. What a surprise. But let me tell you something. It brought back some great memories, and just to see it and for him to enjoy it was all worth it, bro.
And
all worth
it is. That's what all right, collecting toys is. It's another form of a time machine. Basically, the Inspector gadget that I have, that toy, when I opened up that package and I held it, I was transported to my grandma's house. I could hear my grandmother cooking. I could smell her cooking. I could hear the TV that she had on. She was playing Walter Mercado on the TV. Like, it transported me to that time in her house playing.
It is a time machine.
And that's what these toys do. And opening up a new toy like that opening up experience does something to you. And man, I know he wanted to do it for a while, and he told me, and I'm just like, bro, I'm glad that you're gonna do it with us. He's like, I want to do it with you. I want to do it with people that love this stuff, that love this community, love collecting. And man, we're super appreciative of him doing that.
We are.
Guys, make sure, I know I said in the last episode, if you're not following him on TikTok, he is the Nostalgic Xennial, and on Instagram, he is 80s and 90s Rewind. But with that being said, guys, thank you for rocking with us for this episode. We talked a bunch of stuff. We talked about the question mark suit guy. That guy was just screaming at you that he was going to give you free money.
Yeah,
he didn't give anybody shit.
I don't think anybody got any free money. Yeah,
we saw that Street Fighter trailer. I don't know.
Just tell us what you think.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Give me the cheesiest movie you can that's based on a video game, but make it a direct video game to screen. I'm here for it.
Yeah, we're there. We're there. Maybe we'll watch it together. We're there front and center for sure.
But man, what an awesome episode. I say it after every episode because every episode is awesome. And to be honest, what makes this awesome is not just me and Tony. It's you guys hopping on here, listening with us, tagging along on this nostalgic ride. We appreciate every single one of you. Again, guys, if you want to reach out to us, the email is rolliesretroroompod@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Let us know what you think of the show, what recommendations you have. If you want us to do certain segments and look stuff up, I've actually got on Instagram people DMing me, hey man, you should talk about this, you should talk about that. All that I do put it into the notes. So we will be talking about the things you guys recommend. You want to send us pictures, whatever you want. You want to communicate with us. I am Roly's Retro Room on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Tony is Tony in Retro on Instagram. And all that being said, y'all, you guys be easy out there. Make sure you keep it retro.
Later.